In a recent study, they actually found that the average weight gain during quarantine as of August was 12.5 pounds. So working with the weight loss patients, they have had a lot of challenges during this time to either maintain their weight loss or to lose further. It's a similar sort of challenge to losing weight around the holidays, only this has been going on for 6 months, not just the holiday season.
I think there's a lot of factors that are contributing to this. People are moving a little bit less because some people aren't going to work and commuting, and there's just a lot less moving and calorie burning. Also, people are snacking more because they're at home and the pantry's right there. So I definitely think there's increased calorie intake from that. Also, with shopping less often, I think sometimes people are gravitating towards more processed foods that last longer and aren't, fresh foods tend to go bad quicker, and so they may be purchasing more snack foods or processed foods for that reason. We have also seen people losing weight as well because people are eating out less, and so they're cooking at home more and maybe not eating as many high-calorie meals out. And I also just want to speak to that some people are also losing weight just because they are afraid to go out and shop, and so we want to make sure that our at-risk populations, our elderly, and maybe our cancer patients have the support they need to get nutrition and food. And so helping those people out or connecting them with the resources that they need.
If you've gained unwanted weight, take this time to be kind to yourself. This is a stressful period of time. Some experts have even said this will be a shared trauma looking back on this time of history. So if this has not been the time for you to make fitness your priority, make eating healthy your priority, that is okay. This has been a stressful time.
So weight loss during quarantine is very, very difficult, and it shouldn't be a source of added stress because stress can also cause weight gain. So I think right now what people need to focus on is just being overall healthy. There's this new trend with changing habits and behavior called micro habits, which is just making really tiny changes. Instead of trying to throw out your whole diet, make a little change. Put the fruit bowl on the counter where you can see it. Put those healthy foods on your shopping list. Even if that's the extent of it, you're setting yourself up for success with these small habits that don't take a lot of effort.
And the first thing I really talk about or think about is mindful eating, and so kind of coming back to, really sitting down, eating your meals, thinking about how the food tastes and smells, not eating in front of the computer, the TV. So I think that would be the first step I would encourage people to do, because when we eat because of stress, we're often eating unintentionally and we're not really thinking about what we're eating.
Nutrition is really a long-term investment in your health. It's never too late to start focusing on your nutrition. There are so many long-term effects: reduced risk of diabetes, reduced risk of heart disease, reduced risk of certain types of cancers. So it is an investment in our long-term health, but also for the here and now, we have the benefits of improved immunity. So for humans, we know that one of our biggest immune organs is our GI tract, our gut. So by taking good care of our gut, we can improve our immunity, strengthen it. And we're going into cold season, flu season, in addition to the current pandemic. So some of the ways you can keep your immunity strong by nourishing your gut, just making sure you're getting adequate fiber throughout the day, you're taking in adequate water, and even getting a little dose of probiotics. So getting your fermented vegetables, some yogurt, or a probiotic pill, although the efficacy of some probiotic pills are not well documented, so sticking with those food sources like our yogurt and our kefir and our fermented veggies are a great way to make sure we're nourishing our gut and keeping our immunity strong.
Nutrition is beneficial for our mind and our brain, and so that would be consideration as well. And we've also found that patients who are obese are at higher risk for COVID-19 and complications, and so just, a healthy lifestyle just supports overall immune health and preventing chronic disease.
People should focus on nutrition always, but particularly in a time when we're all focused on health and staying healthy and avoiding disease. So optimal nutrition can support a healthy immune system. There is no magic food that will make you have an amazing immune system. So don't try to go out and buy into these trends. Overall health and nutrition is what you want to focus on. So getting those fresh fruits and vegetables when and where you can. Frozen is a really good alternative because it doesn't go bad, it's cost effective, and it's just as good for you as fresh. But these things can help support that healthy immune system and help prevent any problems down the line.
Sure, so fitting fitness in, start with small increments. Even if you can just commit to 10 minutes a day, twice a day, that is so much better than not doing anything at all. If you feel like the barrier is because you have your kids at home, then try to incorporate your kids into fitness. Going for a walk, putting on a dance video at home. I've seen even parents set up, little stationary bikes for their kids in the house so they can all do biking together inside. So just making it a family activity if that's what works better for you, but don't be afraid to do those small increments.
Fitness is really difficult right now with all the gyms closed, with all the other demands we have with homeschool and Zoom classes and working from home. I think incorporating the entire family is really important in this, getting the kids out on a walk. I did want to mention though that exercise isn't typically how a lot of us burn our extra calories in a day. There's something called NEAT, which is non-exercise activity. The T stands for thermogenesis. So that's just a fancy way of saying that's the calories we burn doing everything except for sleeping and exercise. So everything in between that falls in this category. And that accounts for an average worker for about 700 calories burned a day. So if you get rid of that activity, which we've done during quarantine, we've gotten rid of going places and going to work and going grocery shopping and hanging out with friends, all of that activity burns calories. You get rid of it, your diet stays the same, which let's pretend for a moment our diet stayed the same. That can lead to weight gain in and of itself. So sometimes instead of focusing on exercise, which can be an added stress, focus on just being active. Going for short walks, getting up and down the stairs a couple more times a day, just these little things around the house that may not count as exercise but are good activity.
Breaking it into smaller chunks throughout the day. You don't have to set aside a whole hour to work out. Take your family for a walk after dinner. Get the kids out to ride their bikes. I think it doesn't have to be a set workout time. And gyms and being closed, gyms and fitness centers being closed, it can be more challenging to work out, so we have to be a little bit more creative. And there's a lot of videos online that we found. A lot of gyms are offering online classes, so taking advantage of those. Sometimes they're free during the pandemic, we found. And so start small, set aside 10, 15 minutes and gradually increase that. And it's beneficial for everyone, the kids and yourself, to get out and move a little bit more, especially with school starting.